Let's go to that roadmap, Senthil. Show us that roadmap. I thought that was really cool. I get a lot of questions from people saying, hey, this is all overwhelming, it's confusing. What do I do? And so what you've done here is you've given people a straightforward roadmap, right? Hi, it's Alex Jarrett with Technology Executives Club, and you're watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, where you'll get insights, inspiration, and strategies that actually work. Be sure and visit us at technologyexecutivesclub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's technologyexecutivesclub.com. And you call this a simple roadmap. Would this be your basic roadmap that you would recommend for someone that's kind of just starting to really put together more of a framework kind of approach?
Yeah, Alex, what we have presented over here is a kind of a common theme that we have learned from multiple clients. A majority of these items are kind of a mandate for every customer to onboard. So in some sense, yeah, this can be taken as a template and readily available for customizing based on how would the client scenario will look like. Perhaps what we also recommend is to go over a simple risk management exercise that will produce a real outcome of how do we position, say, which is a recovery drill towards Q4 of 2022. Should this be brought to Q1 of 2022? So all those adjustments can be made in a roadmap once we get to know full details
Gotcha.
around. Yeah.
So show us that first things first slide. I think that's kind of what you're talking about, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, I see. Revisit the risk tolerances, SOC to detect all top. This is where you have a risk profile. What's the process you would go through here? What would you call that? A risk assessment kind of thing?
Yeah, risk assessment. Then then take it from there. Start looking at what do they have currently, right?
Gotcha.
And
okay, so I got some additional questions here. I want to run by a couple of them, but put us on that slide that says thank you and how to reach out to you guys. Because if somebody's watching this, even now or in the future, and they're like, oh, I remember that guy, those guys did a great job. I want to call them. How do I reach out to them? So that's a good thing. If Mark hasn't already reached out to them. But let's do that. I got a couple quick questions. So if people do several assessments and they think they have all the cybersecurity tools that they need, okay, so I got all the tools and everything. What else what's your advice for those guys? What should they be doing?
Well, Alex, that's a common question. It's a good question. It comes up a lot. I have several assessments and all the tools, so what should I be concerned about? Yash has solutions that integrate with dozens of the most popular security tools, and we find a lot of clients have many of those tools. So what we recommend is looking at our security posture management. It addresses cloud security for AWS, Azure, as well as Google. And what it does is it takes all the information into a single intuitive interface and enables an organization and a CISO to continuously monitor, manage, and maintain alignment with their cybersecurity best practices, allowing you to secure business critical assets and comply with regulatory framework, which is important these days.
Got it. That's cool. So the other thing I want to ask you is, we've all heard about ransomware. By the way, that SaaS ransomware can I sign up for an affiliate program for that? Is that something I can sign up for, Senthil? That's a joke, guys. So is that don't use this video against me down the road. So is that what people are doing? These criminals are just going in there and they say, hey, let's go after all these companies, Senthil?
Indeed, I let me jump in, Mark.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. In fact, there are service providers who are hosting ransomware as a platform. So all that is required is someone need to contact them and tell them, you know what, we are going to target this industry, this particular customer or a geography. That's it. So you don't need to really do anything technically these days. All that is required is basic funding. And in dark web, also what we keep hearing is you don't really need funding. All that you need to know a little bit intelligence around what the weaknesses are in a system environment.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Now I have this vision of this. Okay, I have two visions of these guys. One guy is in, I have three visions. One guy is in an island where he's listening to, Jimmy Buffett, and he's, typing away. I have that vision of that guy, and he's on an island. They have no rules. He can do whatever he wants. I have another vision of a guy that's drinking coffee in an office, and it's part of a state. It goes to a cubicle or home office now because of COVID. And I have another vision of more of the gang kind of guy. Are those all three pretty accurate? Those profiles?
Yes. And with ransomware around, all these three user personas can be taken down remotely.
That's pretty amazing. It's scary. So, you can't just sit back and just wait for it to happen. It's already happening to you. They're already in, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Yeah. So, and that's why you talked about that zero trust. They're already in. There's no perimeter anymore. That's what both of you guys were saying, right, Mark?
That's correct. What we're seeing lately as a primary threat now is extortionware. Like you said, as Senthilvel said, they get in. They can be in there unknown and undetected for several months. And that's been the latest evolution to ransomware, is extortionware.
Yeah. Oh, geez. That's really, every time I do a security event, I'm like, I got to put the gold, I got to get gold and bury it somewhere. So go ahead, Senthil. But don't even get me started about digital money, they'll scare everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks, Alec. I was going to add to what Mark said a few minutes back. So now, I was working on a recovery scenario for one of our clients. Now, what we have seen is we could trace them down where the entry point was in terms of ransomware. Now, our client did legal negotiations and they were not agreeing to pay. So what this gang did was they have shared the entry door with one other gang, and it started to moving on. So we were absolutely not able to do except completely shutting down the entry point and do something else to make the business back live. So the knowledge around is evolving, and there are new techniques that are coming into play with the ransomware industry there.
I have this envision of the old-fashioned backdoor was just a special password. Here's my first dog's middle name. But are those backdoors like that, or are they a little more sophisticated?
Oh, they are more sophisticated. They don't need passwords or anything like that. So all that, say for example, they might redirect to a URL where if you click accidentally, and that's where the payload get downloaded into a machine, and rest is Jesus. So is a program that is running in the background, something like that, and not just in your laptop or a desktop. It also listens to the wire and ensure that it is able to move laterally down to many systems connected with your computer.
Hi, it's Alex Jarrett, and thanks for watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, brought to you by TechnologyExecutivesClub.com. If you liked today's episode, be sure and comment to join the conversation, and like, share, and follow. And don't forget, visit us at TechnologyExecutivesClub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's TechnologyExecutivesClub.com.